Today is the last day of the Burning Man Festival, and everyone is leaving Black Rock City right now. The line is miles long. It is taking people hours to get out of there, but that's nothing new. That happens every year. However, this year, it's a little different. This year is kind of unique, because at least one of the over 70,000 people who are leaving Burning Man today, at least one of them is a murderer. And law enforcement and investigators at the time of this recording, they don't know who it is. Because it turns out that on Saturday night, the biggest night of the Burning Man Festival, when tens of thousands of people, they gather around this big effigy of a man. There's it's made of wood. It's like this large wooden man, and they set it on fire, hence the name Burning Man. On Saturday night, it was the Burning Man ritual. Everyone is gathering together. Everyone's dancing, they're singing, they're high out of their minds. And in the middle of all of this madness, as the Burning Man effigy is literally burning, the flames are growing brighter, the embers are kind of flowing in the breeze. As all of this is going on, a man was found dead in a pool of his own blood. But this did not stop the festivities. The party continued going, and there's just someone laying there in a pool of his own blood. Finally, some attendees noticed, and they went and got the cops. But by the time the cops came, the man was already dead. And if you ask me, I'm not trying to get too deep into conspiracy territory here, but this looks like a freaking human sacrifice. This looks like a legit blood sacrifice. What's the odds of this happening as you're doing the Burning Man ritual, as you're burning the Burning Man effigy? Someone's just found in a pool of their own blood, and everyone's acting like it's not a big deal. And look, crazy stuff happens at Burning Man all the time. If you don't know what Burning Man is, basically it's a festival in the middle of the desert. I know that there's still some OG hippies that go to this festival. I know there's some normal people that go to the festival to have a good time. But for the most part, I think Burning Man has kind of been taken over by rich people. Rich people, people who are well off. They go out here to the middle of the desert to basically live like they're in a Mad Max movie for a few days, a week or so. They go out there and they live like it's the exact opposite of their lifestyle. You know what I mean? Instead of being in their high-rise hotels and apartment complexes and condos, they're in like a trailer in the middle of the desert, and there's always like dust storms. A couple of years ago, remember, I made videos about it on this channel and my other channel when everyone got stuck in the mud and no one could leave Burning Man and people were running out of food and things were getting crazy. Remember that? Yeah. So there's always something going on at Burning Man, but this is one of the first times I'm hearing of someone being murdered in the middle of this little ritual that they do, burning the Burning Man. And yeah, I'm kind of freaked out, because I always got this weird feeling about the Burning Man Festival. How could you not? How could you not? You got a bunch of people in the middle of the desert having orgies, doing hella drugs. Lord knows what is happening at these places, but there are powerful people out there as well. And it's funny because last time I talked about Burning Man and I talked about how people are out there doing drugs and stuff, I had someone get mad at me. And they were basically commenting on all of my videos from Burning Man. And they're like, there's no drugs here. No one's high here. What are you talking about? Whoa, blah, blah. And then a few days later, they were like, hey, sorry about that. Turns out there were a lot of drugs at Burning Man. No one was offering them to me at first. It turns out that they were at Burning Man and they did not even know how to properly, burn the man. They didn't know how to properly party out there. So they were like sitting in their trailer thinking that everyone is sober. No, hell no. What's the point of being sober at Burning Man? But anyway, I mean, it's a recipe for disaster. You got 70, 80,000 people, most of which are on drugs, drinking a lot of alcohol, in the middle of the desert. I'm surprised that more people don't get killed. Like, I'm honestly surprised that more people don't get killed at this thing. But, yeah, this year it turns out there's this man found in a pool of his own blood as the effigy is burning. So that's really freaking weird. Kind of scary, or very scary. And yeah, it just seems kind of freaking demonic if you ask me. But hey, maybe not, maybe not. But regardless of what happened here, think about the job that investigators are going to have trying to figure out what happened. Because this is the middle of the desert. They can't rely on security cameras on every corner and stuff like that to capture everything. You got thousands upon thousands of people all crowded together, right? All crowded together, some shoulder to shoulder. You got dust storms kicking up in the area, blowing away evidence. Lord knows, I don't know if the police will ever find out. Unless someone talks, I don't know if law enforcement will ever be able to figure out what happened to this person. And even if people do talk, what are you going to rely on someone who's been high out of their mind on LSD for 7 days straight to crack the case for you? I mean, good luck finding a reliable witness out there at Burning Man. So yeah, definitely an uphill battle here. But I have an article pulled up with a little more information that I want to go over. Before I dive into that article though, if you guys like the channel, if you support the channel, please consider hitting that like button. It's quick, it's simple, it's easy, it helps the channel so much. Hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, and if you would like to take your support further and donate via Cash App or Super Thanks, that's always greatly appreciated. I promise I will not use the funds to go to Burning Man. But with that being said, let's dive into this article. Burning Man attendee found in pool of blood as cops launch murder probe. A man was found dead in a pool of blood at the Burning Man festival Saturday night, just as a massive human-shaped wooden effigy was being torched in the Nevada desert. The body was discovered around 9 p.m. when a festival goer flagged down a sheriff's deputy and reported seeing a male subject lying in a pool of blood, the Pershing County Sheriff's Office said in a news release Sunday. Authorities are investigating the death as a homicide. The grisly scene was uncovered while the man, a towering human-shaped wooden sculpture at the center of the festival grounds in Black Rock City, was set on fire, the sheriff's office said. The human, that's odd, they just say the human was pronounced dead on the scene, and his body has been taken to the Washoe County Medical Examiner's office. Local deputies, Bureau of Land Management Rangers, and Burning Man's own Black Rock Rangers created a perimeter around the area and interviewed several festival goers at the scene. The crime scene will be gated off as authorities continue to investigate, officials said Sunday. Although the act appears to be a singular crime, all participants should always be vigilant of their surroundings and acquaintances, the sheriff's office said. The festival began late last Sunday and is set to end today. The process is still ongoing, and the portion of the city where this occurred will have heavy law enforcement presence until the scene can be released, the sheriff's office said. Burning Man organizers said they are cooperating with law enforcement officials during the investigation. The Pershing County Sheriff's Office will be the primary source of further information. If you are in Black Rock City, do not interfere with law enforcement activity. So, that's the information that we have right now. And usually, in true crime cases, I like to reassure my audience, like, hey, don't worry. investigators and law enforcement, they got more information than you think. They got more information than what you know. But in this case, I don't think law enforcement has anything. Because like I said, yeah, they said that they interviewed a few festival goers. There's over 70,000 people at that festival. What, you interviewed 2 or 3 people? And the 2 or 3 people that you interviewed, I mean, are they really reliable witnesses? Everyone is getting high around the Burning Man, watching the big Burning Man statue burn. Do you think these people really are good witnesses? I don't know. I mean, maybe someone saw something. But now it's like cops can't stop 70,000 people from going home. They can't individually interview all 70 or 80,000 attendees. So now everyone's just leaving. Boom. And it's not like all of these people live there, you know, in Las Vegas or live around the desert. No, most of these people aren't even from America, half of them. So now you got people living, going to all corners of the world, going to every different state in America, every country you could think of. So whoever did this is long gone. Is it a possibility that they could find them? Yeah. Anything is possible. But this is a very unique case. Very unique. And I can't even begin to imagine what type of job investigators have ahead of them trying to figure all of this out. And for me, it's like, part of me is looking at this from a true crime angle, because you guys know I cover true crime stories. But the other part of me is looking at this from another angle, because you guys know I like to get into the conspiracies, and stuff isn't really always a conspiracy when it's called a conspiracy, but you get it. I like to get into those things. And I always thought it was weird what was happening out at Burning Man, and that doesn't mean that everyone that attends Burning Man is weird. But there's a lot of idol worship going on out there. There's a lot of like sculptures and stuff that pop up that really make me question what's happening out there. There's a lot of cult-like activity. In fact, have you ever talked to someone after they just got back from Burning Man? Go look at the interviews from people who are coming back from Burning Man. They all talk about it like it's this crazy spiritual experience, right? They all talk about it like they literally just left a cult. Oh my God, you just don't know. No one can know unless you're there, unless you're a burner, right? They got these names for themselves and stuff. And they act like whatever happens at Burning Man is this huge mystery to the outside world. It's so mysterious. This is a secret group, a secret family. But in reality, it's just a bunch of people putting themselves in a dangerous position to be in the desert, to be subject to like dust storms while getting high. That's basically what it is. But when these people leave, it's like they just had some type of weird spiritual awakening or something. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Because you got like these statues of like these giant owls and like Moloch and all this other stuff that pops up out there. I mean, the fact that you got people gathering around a large, statue of a man and burning it to the ground. Like, I get that it's cool and it's artsy. But also, there's like another cultish type side to this, right? And I think most people can see it, unless you're one of the people who go to Burning Man, then you can't see it. But if you're a regular person, you can see it. And the people who are coming back from Burning Man, they're always in like this weird state. Kind of freaks me out. It really kind of freaks me out. Because they always act like, oh, it's a big mystery. It's like, no, you were just out there in a tent getting screwed while high on mushrooms. But hey, I don't know. As of right now, we got this murder investigation going on. We got the cops in the middle of the desert. I don't know what in the hell they think they're going to find out there. But as we speak, we got 70,000 people leaving. And the usual tactics that law enforcement would use to find the suspect, I just feel like they can't use those tactics here. You can't rely on cell phone pings and stuff like that out in the middle of the desert. They can't really rely on much. So I'm really interested. I'm really interested in seeing how this investigation goes. But for now, you guys let me know your thoughts about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.